Hello, honored representatives of media. We are starting the press conference of the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Latvia, Edgars Rinkēvičs, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration of the Republic of Ghana, Ms. Shirley and Botchwey. Hello, dear colleagues. We just concluded negotiations with my colleague from Ghana, and I am really happy to say that our relationship, which we are promoting in the field of external economy and export diplomacy, is being developed between many countries, including Africa. And I have to say that we have good works done with Ghana. Last year we had the first political consultations. Then we had business forum in Accra. Yesterday we had the second business forum here in Latvia. And we, with Ms. Minister, discussed the possibility to continue and further develop economic cooperation between our countries. I also see the necessity to form a legal basis, and we agreed to start work on agreement with avoiding double taxation. We also discussed the possible cooperation in the field of education and science. Currently in Latvia we are having 6 students from Ghana, but we are welcoming much more of them in the field of education and science, and for that we need to work on the legal basis of the agreement. I have to note that we highly appreciate that cooperation which we have right now in the field of IT. There is also interest in the cooperation concerning food production, pharmacy, technologies. And probably a lot of you do not know, but like we discussed that with a colleague, that chocolate which we are eating is a chocolate from Ghana, not from Belgium, France, or Latvia. And that should be emphasized and remembered always. Also, I would like to say that we have agreed on the fact that we are continuing close cooperation also in international organizations. Of course, we discussed the relationship between the EU and Africa and the EU and Ghana, and we discussed the necessity to promote the agreements of free movement between the European Union and Western Africa, or this ECOWAS region. We also discussed the problems and challenges we are facing, migration problems, how to challenge them and how to cope with them. And I agree with Mrs. Minister that the EU, together with the countries from Africa, have to work on eliminating the cause, more investing in creating of jobs, on facilitating education. So I think that yesterday's forum in these particular fields of cooperation make me think that we really have a good partner in Western Africa, and we highly appreciate this visit. And that also gives a political stimulus to our further relationship, as well in economy, as well in education, science, and of course policy. Now the floor is given to Minister of Foreign Affairs.
This afternoon, we've had very fruitful deliberations. And Minister, let me say thank you to you for the invitation to visit Latvia and your beautiful city of Riga. Unfortunately, I won't have too much time to see more of it, but that gives me the chance and a good reason for another visit very soon. As Minister has stated, we've had discussions on how to deepen the already good relations that has existed between our two countries, which dates back as far as 1992. And following your state secretary's visit last year to my ministry, we had a great political consultation during that visit, and this visit just solidifies all the areas that we have already touched on and decided to cooperate on. On the economic cooperation level, we've come here to Latvia with a business delegation that is headed by the CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. And yesterday they had very fruitful time at the business forum. And we've reassured Minister that this is not going to be the first one, but we're going to continue because we see a good number of areas that we can cooperate on, even within the area of economics. We've looked at agriculture, we've looked at ICT, we've looked at waste management, and so on and so forth. And therefore, we want more cooperation. We want you to learn from what you've been able to do and do well, which is in the ICT, waste management, sanitation area, and also see also how we can also impact positively on your areas of governance. And then that brings to mind e-governance. For us, this is an area that we believe you've made strides in, and therefore we can also learn from you. We have noted that there are about 6 students in Latvia who are studying. We would really like to see more Ghanaians studying in your universities. And in the same vein, we would like to see some student exchanges between Ghana and Latvia universities. And we have a very good Institute of African Studies. What better way for Latvian students to come to Africa, even if it's for the summer period, to come and study how we live, our culture, and so on and so forth. So this is one area that I believe we can look at. Also, the fact that we can do exchanges of our lecturers of the universities. So we're going to be getting in touch with our universities to see how best we can work with your universities here through your Ministry of Education. Also, on political consultations, we continue to look at ways in which we can work better. We know that you're part of the EU, but we would very much like to consult each other at the bilateral level as well as the multilateral level. We've looked at your candidatures in the international system and also ours. And for some, we have already exchanged notes, and we intend to consult each other when it comes to candidatures so that we can give each other support. I believe that, in a nutshell, is what we've been able to do on this trip. But to note also that on the eve of your 100th anniversary of your independence, we wish you well. And are coming here at this time, we hope that it will signal a good relation between our two countries, even as you commemorate your anniversary. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Paldies. Vai ir kādi jautājumi?
Thank you. Are there any questions? Agency letter. The question is to Mr. Rinkēvičs. Maybe you could characterize those fields or one field where this cooperation between Ghana and Latvia is the strongest, or which has the highest potential to be developed further. And also what kind of cooperation between Latvia and Ghana we have in international issues where we have a unanimous opinion. So first of all, I would like to say that Ghana is our most important trading partner in Western Africa. We have seen quite significant increase in trade, also in separate sectors in Ghana. Latvian investments have grown, and first of all, that is related with mining. Then also we have good cooperation and also companies working there in IT field. We also work a lot on issues related with chemical industry, export of goods of chemical industry. Concerning export from Ghana, I already mentioned that the main export which Ghana is performing is cacao mixture, cacao paste from which chocolate is made. And if we talk about particular companies, we have Dobeles Dzirnavnieks having its micro network there, which has cooperation with our partners in Ghana, where we see potential to cooperate more. I already mentioned to continue and further develop IT technologies, also to develop cooperation from zero in the field of tourism. Then also forestry is interesting field. We talked a lot about forest management because Ghana is interested to take over our experience in forest management. We have a huge project, and I don't want now to speak instead of my minister colleague from Ghana, but I guess that our experience could be valuable there. Also, education. That's one of the fields. The second question. So, first of all, we cooperate within the framework of United Nations. We have a good cooperation in supporting each other in different votings with different candidates. Also, within framework of cooperation of EU and Africa, we have already worked a lot on such issues that touch upon security situation and improvement of security information, solution of migration problems. Latvia also has its experience in operations, in missions in Africa led by EU, and our soldiers have participated in those operations of the EU and also United Nations. Therefore, we are interested within the framework of political consultations to listen to our colleagues in Ghana about the problems and how to solve them.
I believe done justice to the question. He's touched on all the areas that we would like to see advancement and progress in the relations. Let me just touch on the fact that already we have some Latvian investors in Ghana. We would like to see more Latvian businesses investing in Ghana. But on the flip side, we would also like to see Ghanaian investors investing here, and for our markets, our products to be on the Latvian market. And one such product is our cocoa beans, and preferably processed beans, even if it's semi-processed, so that you can use it to make your chocolates. So these are some of the areas. We talked also about signing an air services agreement where we're exploring the possibility of Baltic Air coming into Africa. That immediately opens the arena of business, because then you have direct flights coming to West Africa. So these are some of the areas that I'd like to just add, but I concur with everything that the minister has said. This is what our deliberations centered on.
Thanks. Paldies. Any questions?
Any other questions?
Foreign Minister for Latvia. Ghana's foreign minister comes here at the time when you are celebrating 100 years. For me, I want to know how significant is this visit, and going forward, I know you've talked about things that you're going to agree on to do, but I want to know the significance of this visit at this time in your history, and going forward, how we are going to advance relations between Ghana and Latvia.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I'm very grateful to Minister, for coming in this very, very special year for Latvia. And as we talked at the beginning, you celebrated 60th anniversary, and we celebrate 100 years of Declaration of Independence this year. So I think that both of our nations do appreciate the spirit of freedom and independence, and we have our very peculiar history, and also we know that people of Ghana has a very, very peculiar history. What I'm very grateful to Ms. Botchwey is that she also visited the Castle of Light, and as part of our tradition of centennial celebrations, donated a book to so-called People's Shelf, where a lot of foreign visitors, also people from Latvia, are donating their most favorite or most interesting or most attractive, that's their choice, book that they think that our people should look. So learning and reading about Ghana, and also by this very symbolic step, I think that a foreign minister just participated in year-long celebrations of our centennial, and we very highly appreciate also this move, and also the fact that you, in this rather busy schedule that this visit has, found some time and also visited National Library, and also left the book to the People's Shelf commemorating also 100 years anniversary.
Thank you very much for us. We're happy that we were invited at such a time when you're going through your year-long celebration. But it's been a very illuminating experience for us, especially yesterday's visit to the National Museum, and where we went through the history dating back as far back as 800 years, and today's visit to the library. The book, we hope, would go a long way for people who get the opportunity to read, to have a glimpse of what Ghana is about. But for us, we've had a very interesting visit, and we're hoping that we would also, well, receive you in Ghana at a very significant time for us. But there's an open invitation to you to visit Ghana. But I believe that this is a good time to visit your dear country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.